Friday the 26th of September. It is this year has flown by and it's going really, really quickly. I need to apologise before I start because I've got another stinking cold. So if I start to cough or anything else on the stream, then I apologise because I'm full of cold yet again, which is an absolute pain. When the kids go back to school, you tend to get everything and anything all at the one time. So let me know how we're doing today. Let me know in the chat how you are today. It's Friday, which is always the best day of the week for some of us. I know some people have to work tomorrow. I don't. Commiserations to those, obviously, who do have to work tomorrow. So I didn't do a show early this afternoon because I have to try to do work and this as well. So work pays the bills and dictates. So sadly, I have to do that as well. Shane says, "Hey bud, I hope you're feeling better for tomorrow." Thanks, mate. It's just a cold. It's just a frustrating thing that gets on my nerves. So tomorrow's game. Shane, I appreciate that, my friend. Let me know how we're doing in the chat. As I say, I'll always say this, I'm not a dictator of the chat. One of the things that we do extremely well here, Danny B, big up, pal. Big up, my friend. I hope you're doing extremely well as well. One of the things I think we do really well here is that we like to talk about the both sides. I'm not the dictator of the chat. I try to see both sides. I read out your comments because I think it's really important to get both sides of a view. We may not always agree, which I think I actually enjoy that. We debate it out. Obviously, if you can't be respectful to the people in the chat, then you will be removed. So just give this chat big up. This is one of the best communities out there. We've got some amazing people from all over the world, amazing people who are not United fans. Obviously, banter is welcome as well, but obviously just try and be as respectful as you possibly can to these amazing community. Brentford tomorrow. So some interesting things coming out from the conference, giving your thoughts on tomorrow's game. Do you think we'll win? And I think ultimately is the question. What's really funny to me is one of the things that I think we were speaking about yesterday, and we've spoken about this a couple of times. I'm a glutton for punishment, but I feel really, really good about tomorrow and Sunderland. You and me both, Shane. I'll come on to one of the things that Amorim said, Shane. And we have said this on here before. I think I said it yesterday, is that we just don't know what United that we are going to get. So we said this before the Chelsea game. One of the things that we spoke about and I said was that we could either beat Chelsea 4-0, that was probably a bit high, or we could lose 4-0, or we could draw. We just don't know. So one of the things that Amorim said, and I will sort of jump to that part because I think that's a really important talking about. So Amorim was asked about consistency, and Amorim said that that fans don't know game to game. So as fans, it's really difficult for us to know game to game. Now, of course, we are going to demand a win, right? Because where I'm at with this club is I always demand first, second. I demand to win the league every single season. I demand to win a cup. I demand to be in the Champions League. Not because I'm an idiot. Some of you may think I am, but it just sets the standards, right? So Amorim said that the fans don't know game to game. And Amorim was honest and said that he doesn't know game to game what sort of reaction he'll get, what sort of players that he'll get. Now, again, it's these little comments that get put in by Amorim that when you look at it and you read into that, now I think you can interpret that either way. Now, I choose to interpret that to not to back up what I say, but because I think it's a really, 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 really important thing to say is that I've always maintained that it's not the formation. So when I say that, I'm just talking about a broad overview. Scott says, "What's good, JB? I hope you're doing extremely well, my friend." So one of the things that I say is that overarching, it's not Amorim's tactics and it's not the formation, right? Yes, he needs to tweak it. The players can't play his system. Absolutely cannot play his system. Scott says it's still on the school run. 1-1, 2-2. Honestly, mate. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know when you think I was born, but I wasn't born yesterday. And if you genuinely think that I'm going to fall for that crap, 1-1-2, good try, but unlucky. So broadly, it's not formation, it's not tactics, but Amrin does need to adopt something with his team, and I will happily concede that point. Right, when you don't have players to play the system, you need to tweak it. But what I've always said, and what I will maintain, it is the mentality and the IQ of these players, which when you look at the comment, and I think Amrin means it in this way, but Amrin, the manager, doesn't know game to the game what he's going to get from these players, whether they're going to be up for the game, whether or not the tactical discussions that he has will get through to these players. Now, conversely, and give me your opinions in on that point, because I think you could argue, well, why isn't Amorim's message or tactics getting through to these players? Now, I'll try and be even-handed on this and trying to see it from both sides. There is an argument here to say that why aren't these tactics or why aren't these discussions with these players getting through to these players? Is Amorim doing something in his team talk? But I don't think he is, because they do come out games and they do respond well. So I genuinely think it is the mentality of these players, which I think is getting better and better. So that for me, that little comment there for me, I thought tells you everything that you need to know. Amorim is fully aware of this team. He's fully aware of the fan base. And I think he's questioning. I think he's underliningly questioning the team there. And let me know what you think about that. Spain manager, after misusing Tamal and injuring him in a casual game, said he doesn't care. Weird guy. I mean, that's weird. It's his real name. Of course it is. 112. It really isn't, mate. It really isn't his real name. Any chance has a cousin named? Do you know what? I think he probably does. Shane says, my only issue with 3 centre backs take away from the midfield or attacking position. I think, Shane, if I was Amorim, right, you can have your principles, right? When you get your players, go and play that back 3, right? Absolutely fine. Right, I've got no issue tomorrow. But I've got no issue when you get your players, you can play the back 3. I get it. But I would tweak it. And I think Shane is right. I would probably and this is I would remove one of the centre backs and have him as an anchor, as a really deep lying defensive midfielder. So I'd switch to, and this may surprise people, I would switch to a back 4, and I would put a CDM right in front of those 2 centre backs, and then you can leave the CMs. You can, then you can have your splitting number 10s. I think that is what I would do. Now, I don't know if we've got the players for that, and that is the problem that I've got here now. Is I don't think that we've got the players to play 3 in the midfield. So I don't know. I really don't know. Martin Fay says, tough enough tomorrow, mate. It's going to be an interesting one. So Brentford away is going to be tough. We all know it's going to be tough, right? We all know. Shane says, I'm expecting a win, Scott. I watched them train today. Are Liverpool in for Belieber now? Yes, Martin. I think they are. I do. I think that Belieber is going to be on many people's agendas. If he doesn't, my thing right now, is he worth like 150 million? No, Is he worth Is he worth 100 million? No. His value's gone down this season, I think. So if he gets to the sort of end of the season, maybe we will try again in the next window. But I just can't see them accepting anything less than about 115. Aman Nayak says, "Hey sir, what do you think about Arsenal?" What do I think about Arsenal? What do I think about Arsenal? I'll give you a quick opinion because this is a United conference review. Arsenal, the best way to describe Arsenal right now are the bridesmaid and never the bride. They need to change it. I think that Arteta is too defensive. I think he needs to be more brave. And the moment that he's brave, I think he'll get dividends. I think he needs in those bigger games is to take the game by the horns and try to win the game instead of trying to win it by a corner, a free kick. I just think he needs to be more confident, and I think that Arsenal are primed to win something, but it's whether Arteta can get them over that line. They've got a great player, good balance to the squad, good players. They've got the striker. So let's see. Hi, I'm a friend from Kenya. Newton, hello, my friend. Shane, believe it wouldn't make a Liverpool team. Gravenberch, he's improved so much. I agree with you, but I prefer Belieber. United, massive ceiling. Yeah, Shane. My only critique at the moment with Belieber, and this is the first critique, is the first sort of thought, is that I'm worried about the mindset. I'm not saying that he's down tools, but he didn't get a move, and you can clearly see that he's been impacted by that. So if he can raise his performances, if he can do that, but Believer, there's a first question mark for me, and we have to start looking at this, the personalities and the mentality of these players. And mine says, will you ever think that someday Arsenal are going to win the Champions League? I mean, they should do at some point, but it's so difficult. It's so difficult to win the Champions League. I would think so at some point, but it almost becomes like a bit of a curse, right? So do I think they'll win the Champions League? Yes, at some point, but they need to progress more as a team. So I think it's going to be very, 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 very difficult. I think if Gyökeres starts to bang in goals, which he should do, maybe Arsenal can. I don't see them winning it this season, but I think at some point they've got to. Martin, that would be tough buy, but Brighton manager said, believe it is distracted. Hope we can negotiate. I hope so. Who's that 17-year-old that we just got? Orozco from Colombia. The thing is, Scott, I mean, don't get me wrong, right? The video's there to watch it, but Orozco, I mean, I like it, but I'm of the opinion that, so what? Like, that sounds harsh, right? I think it's a really, really good player to sign, but he's a youth player. Like, I'm interested in the youth. I think we need to do some good things with the youth, but I'm not bothered right now. I unless it's a first teamer. Leon, people were banging on about him. It was obvious. It's so obvious, and I feel like we've been spun around. But I like the signing. I like the ambition, but my only counter to that is, where are these youth players? Like, where are these youth players that apparently that we're buying, that are coming through? They're not being played. So right now, until we start playing the youth players and until they come into this squad and start doing well, I can't really get excited because they don't play. Just for a laugh says he's South American that hasn't played first team football exactly. Brett May, CDM, believe it is distracted because of United being in for him. Says the Brighton manager. Excuse me, I've got yet another cold. Just for a laugh, not Brett. Shane says the kid is Casido's twin. Let's hope he's good. I really, really hope so. Hey JB, hello Tulip. Hope you're doing extremely well. Gyökeres is like Barney the dinosaur. They won't win the Premiership with him up front. Hilarious. I will stand by this United side, says Badger. Must regroup, new management, new board, and new out with the old. Chip play from his highlights. Oresko looks quality in the future, but we need to develop him. We keep failing to exactly what I just said, Chilip. Exactly. That is my problem. Is that if we're bringing through youth with the idea of playing them now, but we're not developing them, I can't get excited about players that we're not doing anything with. So I find it really, really difficult right now to get excited about us. Now, don't get me wrong, if he comes, when he starts to play and he comes through, and if he sort of looks good, then I'll, then fine, I will hold my hands up. But right now, he's not coming into next season. 17 years old. I mean, it's just something to placate the fans. Brett's not turning up. Everyone knows that. Arsenal give Champions League a good go with that defence. They might do. The fight is on, boys. We can all whinge and moan, groan about the club, but the fact of the matter is it's not getting done. It's not getting done. But we've got to talk about it. We've got to keep. It's really important on what we talk about stuff, because we've got to keep the club accountable. And yes, we all do love a moan, but I think it's really, really important that we demand excellence, because if we don't, then the Glazers get away with it. And Ineos do. Apparently, Brett's been living in a caravan for a few months. Get your digital ID sorted, people. Yeah, it looks like he's in a caravan in his videos. Cracks me up. So let's get through the conference. So Mazraoui's out. Amad is out as well, but Amad is not injured. There is a death in his family, so he's been allowed to go away from the club. So I think Mazraoui, for me, is a concern. I do wonder again what's going on with the medical department. Cunha's being out. Let's talk United, boys. This guy ain't it on the Brett saga. Amazing. You see other 15, 16, 18-year-olds get a chance at Liverpool, Arsenal. It's time our young lads get to the first team. And Shane, I don't disagree. The problem is, Shane, and I think this is the number one problem, and I think it's really easy to sort of sum it up, right? Is that Liverpool, Arsenal have the platform to give the young players a go. We don't. The expectation, you know what it's like. If we brought a young player through, right now, the expectation would be on him to be a world-class player, to win us the league. And until our fan base gives these young players time, and I would absolutely give these young players time, but we don't give them the platform. They absolutely get smashed. So JB, are you confident for tomorrow lunchtime? Not Brett May. As Amorim said today, you don't know what United that you're going to get, right? Am I confident? No, I'm not confident. I can't. Lucas says, bro, I'm sorry. Lucas, you are forgiven. I don't know what you've done now, but you are forgiven. I'm not confident. Am I confident that we can win the game? 100%. But I don't know what side we're going to get tomorrow. And this is the problem. It is not confidence in the ability of the team. Lucas, mate, you are forgiven. Don't even think about it, Lucas. Don't even give it two thoughts. Yesterday's done. Today is a brand new day, right? So I'm just not confident. I'm not confident in which team. I'm confident that this team can win 100%, but I'm just not confident in the team that will turn up tomorrow. I think we'll win. I do think we will. An honest question, can any United supporter be confident going into any game? And just for a laugh, no. No, you can't. When your manager in a conference today says the fans don't know what they're going to get from game to game, and Amorim said that he doesn't know what he's going to get from game to game. Now, you do that. So fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 300 74 times, we're still winning tomorrow. I love it. 359 Sumel Yellow says hi. Hello, my friend. Uzbekistan, yeah, Uzbekistan. So I'm not confident. I'm not confident in which team that we'll get until this team. I'm not being fooled. I don't get fooled now. But what we get until I can start trusting these players. Emma Hollenby says United, yeah. 5359 watching from Pakistan. Hello, Lucas. I will see you very very soon. So Mazraoui's out for 3 weeks, Scott. Amad will be back, depending on how he's had somebody's passed away. So Amad isn't injured. Amad is just gone away. Mazraoui's probably out for 3 weeks, so he's not going to be back until after the international break. Now, to go on to the point of of our department, Kun's been injured. Mazraoui's been injured twice. I mean, we've already had a couple of injuries. Emma says Man U 5, Brentford 0. I'd love that to be true. I don't see it. I don't see it. We're away, but I really hope that's true. The game will give Grimsby a good idea of how they're doing the next cup, as they got Brentford next round. Shane says funeral in Ivory Coast. Yep. I'm not sure if you can do it for me, but I don't want to be in the wrong place or not like you and I. I'm not sure if you can do it for me, but I don't want to be in the wrong place or not like you and I. I don't get that, my friend. I do not understand. I said United should have sold Bruno in the summer, and he's been your best player. Has Bruno been our best player? No, I disagree. Disagree completely. Bruno's not been our best player. I think Mbeumo's been our best player. I think Yoro, Delict has been our best players. Bruno is getting better, but I don't think that he's been our best player. Bruno is a good player. There is no question. Bruno is one of the best players. He's been played out of position. My problem with Bruno is his attitude. Like, it's the mentality. The Chelsea game, it was much better. And if that's the Bruno that we're going to get this season, I can forgive some of the performances. Right, it might annoy me at the time, but I appreciate that he's out of position. I get it, right? So that has to go for him. He's playing out of position, and he's doing a job that and he's done a job that he's been asked to do. But the thing that I cannot accept is the mentality and attitude as a player and as a captain. He's not a captain of this club, in my view. I think it weighs heavy on him, but if we need him to step up this season. Should he have been sold? Yes, but he's not. That's done. I fully support him. He just needs to repay that faith, I think, of the fan base. I'm 2-1 United, obviously. Hood Poetry says I've got Brentford for the win because they have better odds at the bookies. Sorry, bro. That's all right. Delit's been brilliant. Mbeumo attacking. Bruno is a crybaby that demands everything should be about him. He's not a team player at all. I think he's passionate. I do think that it is the Bruno show. What's my lineup? What do I reckon? I think he'll go Dorgu. I think he'll go Dalot on the right. I think he'll go Maguire. I think he'll go Delict and Yoro. He's going to go, I think he'll go Lemens in goal. I do think he will. Now he's not mentioned that in the press conference. There'll be an embargoed section where he might mention that, but I think Lemens is in goal. I think he'll go Mainu, Bruno. Then I think he'll go Cunha, Mbeumo, and Shesko. So I think Mason Mount misses out. I don't think he's going to risk him. So that's what I think will be the lineup tomorrow. Shane says, don't wish Bruno away, lads. He'll be missed and a cost of 100 million plus to replace him. Look, Bruno is... Look, I don't want Bruno to go, all right? But every player has their time. And I think that if we want to move on as a squad and we really want change, I think Bruno, if we can get 80 million for him and it helps us rebuild the squad, yes. If the money doesn't, then no, because as Shane said, it's going to cost us. And I don't want to replace Fernandes. We can't. We have to move away from replacing players. Once he's gone, he's gone. And I thank him. You know, it's not a case of, you know, he's not a bad player. It's not a case of I want him to go. It's a case of I think it's now time for him to, at 30, 31 years old, I think it's time for us to change as a club, move away. You know, from that, I wish him well, but I do think that it's time to transition into something new if that's what we decide to do. Messi is the best player in the world. He was, but he's not now. Look, Messi is what, 38, 39 years old? You could argue Messi was the greatest player in the world. He's not now. Let's be realistic, right? Messi is not the best player, but he was. How to says Isaac should have won the Ballon d'Or. Oh, I don't think so, but that's funny. Just for the laugh, I don't think it's 100 million to replace him. They can get a proper CM for much less. And again, I don't think it's about replacing him. I think it's about doing something different for the team. Tora says Cristiano the best in history, 2008 Manchester United prime. I think his prime is after that, mate. I think his Real days were prime. You know, you can argue that he's one of the best in history as well. 100%. I think with history, I think that Ronaldo will be very underrated. I do. I think Messi will be the greatest of players, and I think Cristiano. I think he'll drop down the pecking order. I do. I think you can argue he's one of the best ever, but I think when time. I think as we get older, I think people will sleep on Cristiano. I really do. Is Cunha back? Yes, he is. When do you think Šeško will start to come good? He looked like a real talent. I think he'll look. As soon as we get service to him, it wouldn't surprise me if he scores tomorrow. And you can come back and you can clip me up. I think Šeško scores tomorrow. I do. I think Šeško scores tomorrow. You know, he's. I do. I've got a feeling. I don't know why, but I think he's hungry. I think he's a good player, and I think he's going to score tomorrow. So Cristiano isn't a good thing to do with the kids or something like that, or is it just a little bit more than a year old or something like that? No, I think with Cristiano, you know, when you look back in 20 years' time or 30 years' time, you know, and you look back, you know, so for example, right, if I was to look back now, and you look back like over time, you know, the first name that comes to mind for me is Pele. So, you know, probably one of the greatest players of all time. A Maradona, you know, legendary names. You know, but then you get so many different players as well. You know, you got Hullet, you've got Carlos, R9, Zidane. You know, but when people think about who's the best players in the world, to me, Pele, and Maradona. And I just wonder, you know, Messi is up there with those two, but I just wonder if Cristiano, I don't know, I think more people like Messi than Cristiano. And I think maybe Cristiano in 20, 30 years' time will probably be a little bit, I don't know. I just think people will just sleep on him. I think you missed the opportunity to cash in on Bruno. You'll not get. No, we won't. Messi or Cristiano. Easy one. Messi is a gift. Cristiano is the epitome of hard work. Christian Osco will be interesting. Hope he develops well and gets into the first team. I feel United should go all out for Belieber. Mark, Let's see. Let's see. They won't. They won't. I do not believe that they will. I don't think they've got the money to. I will be pleasantly surprised. I'll be pleasantly surprised, and I will give, for the first time, I'll give kudos to Ineos, but I don't think they will. What do you think the score will be tomorrow? I think the score will be 2-3-1 to United tomorrow. Don't forget, the last time we won there, I think Greenwood scored. So again, it could be 3-0 to us. It could be a draw. They could beat us 3-0. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. I think Shesko will score tomorrow, and I think Cunha will score tomorrow. Burgundy says hello. Cristiano is far better than Messi. Messi would never reach 1,000 goals. I agree with you. I agree. I prefer Cristiano. I think he's the epitome of hard work, and I do. I'm not even getting into that. You can go right away. Ronaldo ruined his rep with United carrying on, and Messi won the World Cup. I don't think he did. I think that Messi, I think what it is, I think more people like Messi. I just do. I think Messi comes across as more of a family guy. And I know it sounds weird that Cristiano has kids, right? But he is a little bit weird. Like, I do admit that. Cristiano, like, you don't know who is his son's mum. And Cristiano is a little bit weird. Like, but I just think people like Messi more. I do. I think Kyle Keller has a great game and keeps a clean sheet. Maybe. Liverpool FC, yeah, Messi is much easier on the eye. I agree with you. Hannibal Cannibal says, how did you figure that one out there, mate? Hannibal, mate, you can tell me why did you come to that conclusion? And all I'm going to say to that, right, is even if I was, why does it matter? Like, even if I was, why does my orientation towards whoever, why does that matter whatsoever? Like, we were in 2025. Why does it matter who people like? Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, mate, go back to the 1940s. We're all human beings. What does that have to do with anything at all? Celsius says Messi, natural talent overshadowed by Ronaldo's hard work. CR7 is a kind of a jerk sometimes. I think you've summed it up really well there. I think that Cristiano is just a little bit. Cristiano demands a lot of himself and maybe too much of other people. So I think he comes across as being a little less human. I don't think he is at all. I just think that that's how he comes across. Brett May, Newcastle will beat Arsenal. I hope so. Some people think that Cristiano is the best. I do. Not Brett May, I mean. Anybody watching the Ryder Cup? Drago Gaming 10. Ronaldo is a better finisher. Messi has all around better game. Messi's finishing is quite good though, to be fair. Danny G is dreaming of himself playing next year. Hannibal says, why is the dark side of YouTube here? I disagree. Disagree completely with that. But yeah, so let's get into the conference itself. So Mazraoui's out. He's going to be out for at least 3 weeks. And he's not going to be back. Amad is not playing because there's somebody's passed away in his family. Dalot's back. One of the things I wanted to say that, sorry, I just came in now. What is the topic? So this is the Amorim conference. So what he said, his name is JB. It is. His name is JB or Slave Master. Exactly. Either one of the two. Goes down extremely well. And it just goes to show for me that I think that there's a gap. I saw that Leone is out as well. I thought that was awful bad luck. That's an ACL injury, so he's going to be out. I hope he comes back. There's nothing worse. Doesn't matter if you're a rival club. I don't like to see players injured. Not even certain young players who have left this club and gone to different clubs. I don't like to see him injured. And as a young kid as well. So fingers crossed for him. So I just think that the fact that Amad isn't here, Cunha isn't out, is out. We don't have that depth, and I think we clearly allowed that position to not be filled. Clearly allowed that position not to be looked at, and I think we are going to suffer for that. So Mark Hughes says hi. Drago says, "Oh, okay. I'd like your opinion on Amorim. Should do get the best out of your current crop of players." So I'll tell you what I think is that, and people get bored of this, but I'm going to say it again. But then I do agree with other people. It's not Amorim's formation. It's not the tactics. Okay, it's not. But Amorim needs to adjust this system. He does. He absolutely does. I blame his players for a lot. I blame the players for that attitudes. I blame them for the mentalities. They down tools. When things don't go their way, they down tools. But they're playing in a system this club has never played before. They're playing in a system that they've never played before. So Amorim doesn't have the players to play his system. So why play it? Like, I get it. You can play a hybrid of the system. I'm not saying to pander to the players, but at least put players in their right position. So I think what he needs to do to get these players the best out of these players, tweak your system for now, because it's not your system, mate, but you don't have the players to play it. So this persistence in playing these players who we know are low mentality players, give them some confidence. Play them in their right positions. At least play Bruno as a goddamn 10. Mainu, play him. Get Luke Shaw out of this team. Simple, but adapt. Just adapt these players and adapt your system. But it is the stubbornness that he needs to bring out of his game to get the best out of these players. Sadness about Leone, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. They're still humans at the sort of end of the day, wishing ill on others. Says exactly, absolutely, exactly that. So I absolutely do not wish any ill on anybody. I mean, the young players, it's just they're just trying to earn a living. And especially like these young players, it's just never nice to see. So, also interestingly enough, football is a results business, and he's not got the results the fans demand. And the line, even the Pope won't get him to change his mind, is strange. Agree with you. I think that, as I've said, right, I will support Amorim. Amorim in, as long as he's trying to do the right thing. Because there's many reasons, and I've spoken about this. These are not his players. I don't think he's been backed correctly. But where I am not in, and I am not the biggest fan, is if Amorim starts putting his agenda, his own beliefs and his agenda, and being stubborn for the sake of it, before what's best for this club and this fans who have been here before him, who will be here when he leaves, then that for me is his time to go. So unless Amorim can start to adapt to these players or adapt the style that suits these players, Amorim is going to get these performances that we don't know what we're going to get from week to week. About the system that you speak about, I remember Conte playing 3 at the back and changing it early to end up winning the league. He won't see Christmas if he doesn't change the way his team's set up. I don't disagree with you. I cannot, because if you come into a club and you've never played a back 3 before, right, and you don't have the players, adapt your system to the players that you have. If you want to survive in this club, or survive, adapt until you get the players. It doesn't make sense to me, right? If you keep trying to paint a wall with if you try and build a wardrobe with a knife and fork, right, and it's not going well, right, and there's a spanner there or whatever it is, and it's not quite the right spanner, but it's a spanner. Use the fucking spanner. Like, just adapt your, as a coach, adapt your formation to suit these players until you've got the players to play your formation. Otherwise, you're going to get sacked. And this is what baffles me. It baffles me, the stubbornness of why he doesn't want to survive. Now, I admire people who stand on their sword and go, look, I'm doing this sort of my way, and I'm not prepared to bend. I get it. But principles only go so far, and principles only go. But you look at people who stand by what they think is right. Their history is littered with people who stand by their principles, and they've been hung. They've been, they've been not great things as like happened to them. So Amorim, could Amorim get sacked? Yes, unless he changes it, he's going to get sacked, isn't he? How are we with set pieces? We need a goalkeeper who can punch, for starters. We're okay, but we need to get better. You're on about that, lad. You just got summer just for the laugh. Yeah, but Italian centre-back, 18 years old, played 82 minutes and went off with an ACL, exactly. The Brummy Bike, I reckon we can sign... Brummy, look, mate, do you know how... Honestly, never, like, I read out chats, right? I do. But if you think I'm going to fall for that one, mate, honestly, he was called up to the last full Italian squad, exactly. YB, I mean, come on. I mean, look, no matter in life, no matter how angry you get with people, I mean, to want to do that to a person, I mean, come on now. I mean, I know he's a coach and I know he's annoying you, but I mean, to say that, I mean, come on. I mean, that's you might want to go and chill out. At the end of the day, it's only football. These people are human. They may do things that you don't like, but to say that, YB, come on, mate, come on. You're better than that. You can't be stubborn in this league. It will humble you. The pressure of being a massive institute should have made him understand that he has to do whatever it takes to succeed. He's missing a trick. Drago, I'm liking this, mate. I am liking it. I think this is probably some of the best opinion actually that we've had on the coach. I do. You can be Amorim in or out, but you can also have a really logical viewpoint, Drago. And I think that's a very, very logical point to have. Some childish people in here today, yeah, they are, but it doesn't matter. Super battles. If we beat Brentford and Sunderland, I will back Amorim until the end of the season. I can't see half of your messages, lol. The thing is though, what happens then if we go and lose the next 5 games? Are you still like? All I'm saying is that let's not be reactionary, right? So if we win the next 2 games, then it probably puts us up in the top 4, top 6. But then if we go on and lose the next 6 games, are you still going to be Amorim in? It doesn't matter if you're not, and you can change your mind 100%. But at the same time, it's consistency. But I really hope that's true. Is United back? XYZ? No, they're not back. They haven't been back for 13 years. So the rest of conference, Amorim was asked about Mbeumo, and he basically said that he's good on set pieces. His mentality is really, really good. We just need 2 Park songs. I reckon we do, my friend. Basically said, his set pieces are important. He's been an important player for us. And then he was asked, on the back of that, is the strategy basically to buy these new Premier League proven players. And Amorim basically said, as long as we can afford them. So, the strategy, I think really, really depends on the price. And I mean, as a question asked, I mean, you sort of got to answer that question, but it's a really interesting point to make. Would you take the points over the style of play, or would you want to see progress on the pitch while taking a few losses along the way? Ultimately, right, it's points, isn't it? If we get points, so this is where I'm at on it, right? I want to see improvements, but also want to see points. So if Amorim can just win games right now, get to the end of the season, get some more players in, get into the Champions League, then it puts us back in space. So right now, I've got to be honest and say I want to see wins. If we scrap wins all season and we finish fourth, I'd rather take that. I mean, and then even then, then you have to question it. So if we get to the end of the season, scrappy wins and we finish fourth, then at that point again, you can question him. Does he then get a new contract? But all I want to do is get through to the end of the season, and then we can analyze it out. And maybe he's not the guy. Maybe someone else becomes more available, and then with the Champions League and the more money that you get, maybe you change them. But I think for me, it is let's get to the end of the season, let's improve, let's get some more points on the board, and then see where we are. But I would take points. I really would. Memories of Messi single-handedly destroying Park Ji-sung. He didn't destroy Park, did he? He basically destroyed the rest of the team. Park did I can't remember which one it was. I think it was the first game, wasn't it? Park marked him out of the game. So it depends on which game you're talking about, because we played two games. We played one in the semi-final and one in the final. And the final that we played him in, he absolutely destroyed us. That whole team did. But if you're talking about the semi-final, where we went on to win it, Sunji Park marked Messi out the game. So you need to be very specific in which game that you're talking about. Did you see the news that United have already agreed a deal to sign a midfielder next season? I don't know. I've seen it. Do I believe it? No. I'll believe it when I see it. I want to know who he is. I want to know who the player is. And until I get names, I believe it when I see it. XYZ says, you sound like Carragher. Well, I don't, do I? Because Carragher's a Scouser, and I'm not Scouse. I know I've got a cold, but I'm not a Scouser. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about. He needs to win the next two games. I agree. Drago, I'm not a United fan, but surely point is the ultimate prize. Style of play will come when you're more attractive. I agree. Abdul says, the litmus test for United, they beat us easily last year. If we win, we're improving. If we lose, then it seems as if a draw is the inevitable result. That's a really good comment. Really, really good comment. Outreach to win the next two games, Ronaldo or Messi. It's like trying to choose between your mum and your dad. I think, look, it's really, really easy for me, this one. Messi is a gift, a natural talent. Cristiano is the epitome of hard work and an example of those with talent, of what you can achieve if you work hard. Blue Moon Tiger's gone. Outreach, who cares about Cristiano or Messi? Exactly. Just for like me, but I just want to hear what Manchester United fans think about their club and what the expectations are. I love football talk. Exactly, and I think we've got to be realistic. What do I think about the club? I think the club is on its knees. I think we're owned by some of the most cretinous, vile people that you could possibly meet. We're in a state, Wilcox, and I've got to keep saying this until I'm blue in the face. Jason Wilcox did a circuit tour the other day and did a question thing. And one of his comments was, when he came to this club, there is no link between the ownership, the manager, the players, and the academy players. What does that say? It just goes to show you what it's been like for 20 years. It's disgusting. And the fact that I don't think he meant it, he didn't mean it in that way, but it's disgusting. I mean, it is absolutely disgusting. And Ineos are not here to save the club. Look, Ineos are not here to save the club. You know, we can all talk about, we can all have our opinions on Ineos, right? But they're not here to save the club. They're here to keep the club ticking over. Now, I will be prepared to stand corrected if Sir Jim wants to come into this club, right? Now, if Sir Jim was to, now I get it, that is not Sir Jim's debt. I get it, to clear. But if you buy this club, you buy the debt and you've got to clear it. And I get it. I get that it's not your debt, but until that debt is gone, and until these Glazers are gone, and until somebody buys this club, makes us debt free, our club is just doomed. Surprised I'm United's new CM. A lot of people here in India love United, especially people from the age group of 30 to 50. Well, yeah, exactly. Exactly that. One of the things, what's going to happen is if we don't start winning, start getting a big team again. I mean, I'm 42 years old, right? I passed it on to my children. They support the club, but it's going to be, this income that we've got is not going to last, and it's not going to last. So we need to become a relevant team again. Otherwise, you're right. The age range is going to be 40 to 60, 60 to 70. Then everybody else that comes through are not going to support us at all. Good for you, Jim. Their own benefit. He's all about the mighty pound. He is. What's happening with the new stadium? Was there not project for development of the stadium? How far is that? Well, so I'll give you a brief history on that. 2017-18, the Glazers had a plan. It's been there the whole time. This is why they didn't. So this is why they didn't want to sell. So when they put themselves up for sale, they were looking for investment, because they're never going to go. They own the land and they want to invest in it. And what they were looking for, they were out of money in terms of, they're not prepared to put in their own cash. It was either a sale because they had to, and that's why they wanted. So the reason why they valued it so high, which has come to light, is because of the land and because of what they can build. So they wanted that money up front, and that's how it's transpired. That is the reason why they wanted so much money, is because they've got this plan for the land. Sir Jim, the shining knight in armor, has come in with the contacts. This is why Sir Jim has come into this club, is because he sees an opportunity. So when there were going to be riots, they put it out about the stadium, the concept. The stadium is nowhere near. We are talking 2032. So do I think they'll get the permission to build it? Yes, I do. Do I think they'll make a lot of money? Yes, I do. Do I think Sir Jim is here to save the club? No, I don't. Our home stadium is rotting. It's leaking. It's going to cost more to refurbish the stadium than to build a brand new stadium. They want to make us an American franchise. I think the new stadium is horrific. I think the plans are horrific. They want to make it into an entertainment center, which I get, but it's horrific. I think United should sign someone like Pedri. You might as well say we're going to go sign some other player, because it's just not going to happen, mate. Absolutely just not going to happen. Where they're getting the funds from, exactly. Maybe not coming. Exactly. Agree. So that's sort of where we are. I mean, nothing really of any rain the cloud sail. Am I married? Yes, I am married. I'm very, very, very lucky. So yes, I am married. So yeah, so that is it, guys. Really, that is nothing major to come out. So Mazraoui is injured. He's going to be out for 3 weeks. He's going to be out for 3 weeks. Amad is out as well. Not injured, but there's a death in the family. Are you a a journalist, sir. No, I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm not. No, I'm not. Dalot is back. Mazraoui's out. Amad is out. So that's that really. But other than that, I think there'll be an embargoed section to come out. I think Le Mans start. I've got a feeling about Le Mans tomorrow. Thompson Peanut says boring football. Then don't waste your time, my friend. Look, what I'm saying is, and I'm not going to be rude, if you don't like football, then just don't be here, mate. I mean, this channel is not all about that. We do talk about different things, by the way. But this is the presser, right? So, and ultimately, this is a football channel, really. So, if you don't like it, you don't need to be here. I mean, don't waste your time, right? There are other things that you could be doing more exciting in life, rather than coming on here and saying that it's boring. If it's not for you, then feel free to go. So I don't think we've really learned much. I think that we are where we are tomorrow. I think we need to come out hard and fast tomorrow, and we'll see where we get. So play Bruno in the 10, use Manu. Why is he so reluctant to play players in their positions? Does Amorim have favourites? I think he does, but Bruno is not happy. I agree with you. Play your players in your positions. Do something different. I mean, you've been in this league now for a year. Do something different and try to save yourself. So we'll see where we are tomorrow. I think we need to win for a number of reasons. If we win tomorrow, that makes the Chelsea result more significant. It makes that result better. It puts us in a better position. I think if you're higher up the league, it breeds more confidence into this team as well. So I don't know. I don't know what team will come out tomorrow. I hope that Bournemouth. So Brentford is a really, really hard place to go. Really, really hard place to go. So I think we can do it tomorrow. I do. So I'm going to predict 2-1 tomorrow. If it's more, thank God. I want an easy win tomorrow. There are no easy wins in the Premier League, but let's see how we do. So, guys, I'm going to go. Great show. Thank you for being here as always. I may or may not do a show tonight. It's because I feel like crap. I might do a show. The other half is out tonight, so I might do one. I might not. I'll be back for the watch along tomorrow. I'll see where we are tomorrow. I'll see where we are tonight. Hopefully, I will do a late show, but I can't promise tonight just because I feel like crap and the missus is out, so I've got the kids. So we'll see. What do I do for a living? It's really difficult to explain. I'm basically a finance IT consultant. It's long-winded, but yeah, I'll tune in the next show. Thank you, guys. So yeah, have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, evening. Hopefully, I should be back. I might not be because I don't feel the best. But guys, amazing chat as always. Take care. Thank you for watching. And I'll see you on the next one. See you soon.